Hi Scorpio, welcome to my channel. This reading can be in relation to anything that's going on for you. It is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Let's jump straight into it and have a look and see what's potentially coming in, what you need to know, what you need to hear, what is urgent, what is pressing, what is significant for the sign of Scorpio. Okay, I feel like there's a situation here that's going to come to full circle. Let's start off with the Seven of Wands. Now, the Seven of Wands can be seen as a card of resistance. It can be seen as a card of anger or wanting or needing to fight for something here, but feeling like you're doing it alone. Now, perhaps there's a fire sign around you because the wands represent fire. So an Aries, which has come up in the form of the Fool card, Sagittarius or a Leo, perhaps even a water sign here as well, who feels like they need to fight for you. Or there might be a fire sign friend, a lover, an associate who feels like there's a lot of pressure that's being placed on them by you. Maybe you're subconsciously doing this, maybe you're not aware. There could also be someone here who's trying to fight their way back into your life. They're trying to fight for a new beginning, and the new beginning has come up in the form of the Fool card. This person has maybe made a fool of themselves. Maybe they feel humiliated, they feel embarrassed, they feel remorseful, regretful about a situation that has occurred. And maybe they want to make amends. And I say amends, and this is why I think a situation will come full circle, because the universe wants you to know you have the King of Cups here, and this is emotional resolution, or a climax, if you will, of some kind. So a climactic end or a climactic point in a friendship, in a connection, is in a business setting. Either way, things are mediated because the King of Cups sits very comfortably on a throne of on his throne above water, and essentially I feel like that's resolution of some kind, or emotional resolution. So if there's any obstacles around you, it's because there's pressure or it's resistance. Right now you're not in alignment with what the other person is wanting or what the other person sees. Your frequencies don't match up, and it could even be a feeling of feeling overwhelmed, whether it's you feeling overwhelmed or this person. Either way, there's an energy of feeling overwhelmed about a situation. The Fool card is here, so maybe the universe wants you to surrender to something, to just let go and let God. Maybe there's something you've been fighting for too hard, Scorpio. There's been something, maybe you've been placing too much pressure on yourself. And all these opinions or thoughts or people around you that have come up in the form of other wands, it's coming to a point where you just need to let it go. Maybe you're fighting for something, and you're not getting a response. It's not shape-shifting anything. The Fool card can be submission. It can be surrendering to something, surrendering to dreams, surrendering to a situation, surrendering to a person. Truce, okay? Truce, forgiveness, peacefulness. Because the white flower is the purity. The sun gives life to something, illuminates a path. And the Fool can go one of two ways. He's on the edge of a precipice here. So he's got a good vantage point, I suppose, for perspective. Yes, he chooses not to look down, however. He chooses not to look down, which could lead to his demise. So you're actively not seeing something, or you're actively choosing to turn a blind eye to something, Scorpio, or you're looking away from something. Maybe it's dreams. You have a dream. You want that person. You want that job, yet you're looking away. Maybe you're surrendering, and in one way it could be that you feel like you're on autopilot, and more often than not we tend to feel this way, that life just happens to us, and we're just experiencing, and we're on cruise control. So that can be a meaning here of the Fool card, because he's foolish to think that. But on the flip side, the Fool is also passionate. The Fool is the happy-go-lucky being. The Fool follows his passions, things that excite him, adventure. For some of you, there's possibly adventure calling, overseas opportunities, foreign lovers that are coming in around you, and they're promising you a new beginning. But either you're neglecting to see it, or it's not something you'd even consider. Maybe this person isn't your type. Maybe the industry that you've looked at isn't something you see yourself doing. And I wouldn't say it's neglect, but sometimes the Fool doesn't know any better. He's too caught up in the moment, and that's not a bad thing in any aspect. It's not. But sometimes we need to open our eyes. His eyes are closed. He's not seeing the beauty. He's not seeing what could potentially be in front of him. He's not seeing the path because he chooses not to, or maybe he's a little bit closed-minded, maybe a little bit narrow-minded. So if this isn't you, Scorpio, there could be someone acting this way. Maybe this is the universe showing you that there's someone who's turned a blind eye to something. Your work, your contributions, your efforts, your advances. But I do see that a climax taking place because you have the King of Cups. Now, this could very much be you, and I think you're in a comfortable position here. If you've come up as the King of Cups, I feel like the universe wants you to know that order will be restored out of disorder, out of dysfunction, out of things that have been occurring. And it's anything to do with emotions. It's also symbolic of love. A lot of you might be finding love or falling in love, a fool in love, so to speak. Or there's someone around you feeling this way, like they're a fool for you. But this is emotional resolution. He's got the royal regalia in his hands. He's on his throne. Call him Neptune, call him Poseidon, call him the god of the sea. He rules emotion, and he represents a lot of it. But despite what could look like, the water looks a little bit choppy, he's very calm and he's very, very poised. So maybe there's a message here that you need to handle something in a more poised or calm manner, Scorpio. Or you need to approach a certain situation in this way. But it can also be a symbol of compassion and love and empathy. There might be a situation happening with someone where they want your empathy, whether they ask for your advice or not, they confide in you or not, or whether they're actively seeking your solace or not. The message here is that someone wants to feel your love or feel your compassion. Maybe you're not showing enough of that. Maybe you've been defensive, you've put up those walls, you've shunned them, you've put them in some sort of category, you've mistreated them, you've given them the silent treatment. You know, that Seven of Wands energy. Maybe they've given this to you in return. But I do see a resolution taking place. There's some sort of climax here because the king is rules over emotion. So it's not the Page of Cups. It's not, you know, fickleness or fantasy or dreaming. It's the King of Cups, and he's the king. So it's evolution, I suppose. Could also be emotional evolution or growth within a relationship or a friendship. But like I said, it could definitely be finding love or falling in love, or potentially someone telling you they're falling very, very deeply for you. And maybe this is what the universe wants you to know, a Scorpio. And it could very well be a fellow water sign, a fellow Scorpio, a Pisces or a Cancer feeling this way about you. It can be any sign really in regards to your situation here. Even if things have been a bit rocky or emotional at work, things will calm down, okay? Things will settle. The dust will blow over. Look, I will leave it at that though. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave behind a like or a subscribe.